Welcome to another edition of Dirty Data here on the fourth period. That's Aaron Ward and Shane Kelly. I'm Dave Pagnotta. And gentlemen, just like everybody expected, the Anaheim Ducks are doing really well this season. We'll just dive right in, Wardo. What the heck's going on in the OC?
This is the hardest dirty data to talk about because I have absolutely no explanation. Right? Honestly, we think about the Pacific and everybody discounts them as lacking competitiveness amongst all the teams. And we look at Anaheim and we thought, oh, they'll be definitely at the bottom of this. But as you start to look at this team overall and the players, I mean, some things are emerging. None of them make any sense. Like Troy Terry right now, 12th in the league in scoring. And then you follow up a guy that was looking and exploring around the National Hockey League in the twilight, or I air quote, twilight of his career. Ryan Getzlaf is going to go elsewhere to finish off, is second on the team in scoring, having a great year, a great start. You move back to the decor. I mean, the names of Shattenkirk, Fowler, Drysdale combined for 37 points, which is a great explanation as to where they're getting some of their offense or the catalyst for their offense. And you move back to Gibson. Now, here's the biggest head scratcher. Gibson didn't really give you a reason to believe coming into the season. He has struggled mightily for a very long time. He had a lot of pressure on him, high expectations for forever since he got into the league. And now, this guy's backstopping on the level of, I'll compare him to the Carey Price of the playoffs last year. This team is playing with a level of confidence that they can do no wrong. And when there is something that does go wrong, there's confidence that this guy will get them bailed out. So add to that, a general manager in the midst of the success gets fired. I mean, this Anaheim Ducks team is just rolling along, seemingly unflappable. And no pun intended there, I promise. And getting it done. So hopefully they generate the success for a level of a period of time that we see it out.
I'm still going to bet that they don't make the playoffs. And frankly, I don't know that they want to make the playoffs. We've talked about in the past that they're in the midst of what's supposed to be a rebuild. And they remind me a little bit of the Senators a few years ago or Vancouver, both of whom achieved, above expectations for one season, made the playoffs, made a little bit of noise and thought, oh, wow, we're way ahead of schedule. Let's load up here. Neither team is doing much to write home about. And maybe the less said about Vancouver right now, the better, for a lot of different reasons. I'll call out a couple things that jump out from analytics perspective. Gibson has been atrocious, among the worst starters in hockey. Again, it doesn't matter because they're trying to rebuild, but he's been slightly above league average so far this year based on some of the advanced numbers that we can look at. Even that is, a huge improvement from where he is. So it might not sound like it, but that's really going to help. Aaron, you hit on the decor. Jamie Drysdale has been, incredible. There's been a group of young defensemen this year, rookies who've knocked out of the park. He's one of them. Up front, the warning signs on Troy Terry are, massive. We look at 5-on-5 shooting percentage. He's shooting 28%. I don't know if that would be a record if he kept that up, but it would be damn close to it. And I don't think Troy Terry is, thought of like Alex Ovechkin. So, yeah, doing great now. Are they going to be in the lottery? For sure.
Well, and wait, I'll just add this, though. In light of the fact that a lot of teams out west said they were in rebuilds, and clearly some of them are definitely in need of another rebuild after the current rebuild, it's never a bad thing as you're going through this process to create a level of culture and expectation of winning. And that's the good part for Anaheim is, would you rather be in a place like Vancouver or in a place like Anaheim when you come into games in Anaheim feeling like not only you be competitive, you have a distinct chance at winning these games, whether it's luck, whether it's guys overperforming. What it does for the future of the organization, in light of the volatility that currently exists in that environment, in that city on upper management level, the players are taking care of their business, and it's a much happier place to play.
Well, it's clear Shane hates the Ducks, so that's analytics. We'll jot that on there. But a couple of guys that are pretty happy about the little rejuvenation of a season for them, Sonny Milano and Adam Henrique. And Henrique has been playing alongside Getzlaf and Troy Terry and seems to be working out decently. But what happens when you get to a point in your career where, I'll ask, there's question marks surrounding the longevity, and then you go through a rebound season like this? How much of an impact does that mean on you moving forward?
Well, I think stability helps, right? You've been through the pandemic, and some guys react differently. And in light of the fact that you're a veteran player and you're expected to put up these numbers, and when it doesn't happen, it's not coming, and you look around your environment for something you can grab onto, there's nothing there in light of the last 2 years of hockey. So specifically, I look at Henrique. I believe this is a guy that understands that the calm nature of playing in Anaheim, resetting, there's an opportunity to either establish yourself there again or make yourself attractive around the rest of the National Hockey League to be a trade piece, right? I imagine Anaheim's going to take the same approach that we had in Carolina in 2009, is liquidate as much as you can. You know what situation you're in. The veterans are available. Henrique's got to make himself as attractive, not just for finishing out the season, but for the next contract, the next opportunity. So I think that's the mentality that these guys have taken.
We talk a lot about probability when we try to project players going forward because, nothing's ever a sure thing. You're never 100% certain. Even with Connor McDavid, there's some, he could get hit by a car tomorrow. Who knows? Guys like Henrique and Getzlaf, they're at the tail end of their careers. Getzlaf definitely more than Henrique. So if I'm Anaheim, I'm still moving them if I can, as you discussed, because you don't just slowly get worse every year. You can have these years where, for whatever reason, maybe you're healthier than you have been, or the puck's just going in at 35, 36, where you can have a big season again, or a big first half. But we know players peak at 27, 28, so you're fighting against your likely outcomes pretty much every season after that, and the odds just get worse and worse and worse. So yeah, Henrique, if I'm him, I'd expect to get moved. He's doing well. Same thing with Getzlaf. If you can get these guys out the door for a first or a second at the deadline, I think that's a huge win for Anaheim.
Speaking from personal experience, at 37, my career fell right off the table in Orange County, so I know all about
it. Well, yeah, for some of these guys, it'll be on the outs, and it's better for us because we got more stuff to talk about as we get closer to the trade deadline in March. You add Raquel, you add Manson, you add Lindholm, pending UFAs. Could be some added excitement in Orange County other than walks along the beach. That's Aaron Ward and Shane Kelly. I'm Dave Pagnotta. We'll catch you next time.